Hey, Sarah Leanne here. Question of the day. Who am I? Who is Sarah Leanne? It's a loaded question, and when I figure that out, I will let you know. And, I say that kind of jokingly, but in truth, I'm being 100% honest with you. I'm being so transparent right now, it's a little ridiculous. I have realized about 3 years ago that I've been suffering from this identity crisis. I realized I have no idea who I am. Like, you ask someone that, like, who are you? And, they can usually tell you, but for me, I don't know. I didn't know anymore. Outside of being Brandon's fiance and outside of being a new mom, I didn't know who Sarah Leanne was. Like, who was she? Who is she? Does she even exist? Who am I to exist outside of those roles? And so I struggled for a really long time. And if I'm being honest, I still struggle a little bit as of this day. And, that's okay. That's part of my journey right now. I am going through this transition where I have to figure out who I am outside of being a spouse, who I am outside of being a mom, because I know that those are just roles that I play as a part of who I am, but they don't make me solely who I am. So that's kind of where I am in my journey right now. What I can tell you is that I'm originally born and bred from Texas. I'm a native Texas girl. I love me my South. And, I grew up in a predominantly single parent household. I wouldn't say we grew up poor, but in the very early years that thankfully I do not remember, I do know based off what I've been told that we did grow up prior to my siblings being born. We did grow up, pretty intense, pretty tight. I'm the second oldest of 5 kids, so I've grown up with a lot of responsibilities. I've been around kids my whole entire life. I have a huge family tree with lots of kids, so there's always been a child attached to my hip, if not everyone else's hips too. So, that's kind of my thing. I've always grown up helping to raise other people's kids. I wouldn't change anything about that. As much as I disgruntledly babysat children while I was growing up and vowed and swore that I would never have kids and never, ever, ever, I'm not expecting my second child, and I'm so beyond blessed and grateful for it because, we have a 3-year-old baby girl, Savannah, who is just amazing. If you've ever seen any of our posts or videos about Savannah, with Savannah doing her own videos or things like that, you'll see she's going to grow up. She's going to grow up to conquer this world. True story. You get to watch it happen. She's amazing. And we're expecting our son Lex in October, which honestly, I'd be okay if he came now because he's really, really heavy. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I grew up with predominantly single mom, working all the time, helping raise children in my family, including my siblings. Always had a lot of responsibilities. I was always the one that everyone was praising and reprimanding at the exact same time, which can really, that can really screw with your head. It was always, Sarah, you're so smart. You're so intelligent. You're so creative. You can do anything you want. Why are you being so dumb? Why are you making so many stupid choices? Why are you making so many stupid mistakes? And, it got to a point in my life where I was just constantly surrounded by all of my mistakes, and no one would allow me that space to grow outside of that old version that I was when I was an adolescent, when I was going through those years. And so it just got to a point where I recognized that I needed a new environment. If I wanted to change, I needed a new environment. So on a coin toss, my friend and I ended up packing our bags, grabbing a Greyhound ticket, and moving to Hollywood with absolutely nothing but our knapsacks to our name. And we ended up staying there for about I think my friend is still there, but I only stayed in California for about a year and a half. Of that year and a half, I was homeless, straight legit homeless for it was somewhere between 6 and 8 months. In order for me to shower, I would have to sneak in to gyms, right? To pretend like I was a paying client to get to the showers, or I would have to shower on the beaches, assuming that I could fight a bum for a shower. When it came time for sleeping, I was sleeping in a basement, in apartment basements, in their storage facilities. I was sleeping in closets, on the seats for bus stations. I was sleeping on public transits until I would get kicked off from, from the bus driver, because I didn't ever pay for my ticket. I just wanted to try and sneak in and get a nap. I mean, it was really intense, but the thing that I learned during that time period of living in California was I didn't exactly figure out who I was, but I did figure out that I was a hell of a lot stronger than I gave myself credit for. I was a hell of a lot more fearless than I thought that I was. And so I ended up ultimately moving back to Texas, where I stayed with my mom again to attempt one more time to figure out, what direction I wanted to take my life in. I was there with her for a little over a year while I worked 2 jobs as a preschool teacher and a bar server. And then I decided, okay, well, maybe I'll find myself in Vegas, but this time I'll plan it, right? So I planned the whole thing out. I got to Vegas and everything I planned went to shit. Nothing I planned went right. But in doing so, that actually worked out pretty well because I met the man of my dreams. We've been together for 5 years now. We have, like I said, our beautiful daughter, Savannah. We have our baby boy on the way. And, things are just really good in that aspect. But again, I realized that I still don't really know who I am outside of those roles. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. I know that I have certain pieces of the puzzle, but I just haven't quite put them all together yet. And so if I'm being completely 100% transparent, if you ask me who am I can tell you that my name is Sara Leanne. I am engaged to Brandon Northwick, one of the most amazing men I've ever met in my life. I have one beautiful daughter, an amazing son on the way. I'm a beautiful child of God. I love my family, my friends. But as far as me, I'm still working on it. So hopefully, that's enough for right now. Because when I find out, you'll find out. But that's it. That was the question of the day. Who am I? You know what? I'm working on it. That's the best I can do for right now. My name is Sara Leanne, and I will see you on the next video.